I only get to tell this story one time on YouTube. We gotta make it count, right? What's up, guys? So this video, it has been long anticipated for me and for you guys too. I made a TikTok about this, just one snippet of this whole story, and it blew up because of how absurd it is. Once upon a time, only 2 years ago, I went to Michigan State with this girl who I thought was a respectful person, but then we got blackout at noon, and I blacked out and passed out in my car, and when I woke up, I said, I smell a fart, and she said, I thought it was you, and you shit your pants in your sleep, and I said, that's so odd, and so later at 3 a.m., I said, what is this under this pair of pajama pants? And she took a shit in my car while I was blackout drunk. But so then I had people commenting on that. Are you sure it wasn't you? You said blackout. Like, are you sure you just don't remember it? Like, I've only ever been blackout one time, and that was at my local mall when I was 15. Okay, so yes, I remember it. I don't black out. I'm not a big drinker in the first place. But so this is the story of the time that this girl that I was really close friends with led my family, friends, and anyone in the near vicinity of my life to believe that I was missing for 18 hours. And she also took a shit in my car. Yeah. Oh my god. Another reason I'm filming this so soon, because I thought I was going to wait like a year, because this story, it was only 2 years ago. Like, it's still a fresh story. So I thought I was going to wait to tell this, but the girl who was the subject of this story decided it would be a good idea to threaten me. To threaten me. She said, be careful what you post. She said that. She said, be careful what you post. Like, I'm not saying your name, I'm not even saying, like, anyone's fucking name in this story. I'm explaining how fucked up of a person you were on that day to me. Bottom line, like, I'm not exposing anybody, I'm literally telling you guys a story. 100% the truth from that day. And it's about time, because my parents don't know this full story, and all my friends have heard this. Like, I've told this story so many fucking times because of how crazy it is. But so, without any further ado, let's get into the time that this crazy girl led my family and friends to believing I was missing for 18 hours. So, St. Patrick's Day 2018. Yep, 2018. So, I was friends with this girl named Sapphire. Okay, that's what her code name is gonna be. Sapphire. And me and Sapphire were the best of buds, but it was almost like a Bonnie and Clyde type of situation. Like, it was so shitty. Just mischievous shit, like all this bad stuff. Like, when we were together, it was fucking terrible. Like, the Tasmanian devil spinning through town. Like, this is the same girl who I would skip my dive practices with, because I was a diver. Like, this is the same girl that I would skip practice with to smoke weed. Like, I'm not even kidding, less than 100 feet away from the building that my practice was at. We would just sit out there and smoke weed. Right? Like, this is the girl that had, like, that kind of an influence on my life. But so, it was literally, this is how this conversation came up. We were skipping practice. I was skipping practice one time. And she brings up, oh, so St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Like, I want to go to Michigan State for it. Because she wasn't in college yet, and neither was I. So it was just like it was a thing to go up to like a college campus and like party for St. Patrick's Day. And so reluctantly, I agreed with this plan in the back of my head. So I have these parents who are somewhat strict. Like, I wouldn't say strict, they're just very protective and very much want to make sure that I'm alive at all times. So they have my location like on my phone. And so basically they can just see where I am at all times. And so in that split second of her bringing it up, going to state, I was like, you know what? I can give my phone to somebody, so my location is still there, and then I'll have whoever I give my phone to just text Sapphire the whole day. You know, so then they can respond to like my parents if I got texted by them, my friends if they were like wondering where I was or something. I don't know, you know what I'm saying though? I was just gonna leave my phone with a friend at home, and they were just gonna text Sapphire anytime something bad went down. And also in this plan that I crafted, I was like, I'll ask my parents to sleep at someone's house. You know, whoever has my phone, I'll tell them to like ask if I can sleep at someone's house so I can stay the whole night at state. So this is this mischievous, this terrible little plan that's just unfolding in my head right as she's like, let's go to state. Because she knew my parents were strict, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have known her since I was in 5th grade. Yeah, literally 5th grade. She knew how my parents were. It's not like she was just like, oh, let's go there, and like, your parents will be fine with it. She knew it was gonna be like a big deal. And still, she did not give a fuck. And so, I had it planned out. I was like, this is perfect. This is a fucking I don't know. I think I cracked the code for leaving the city for the day. And I've never done it before. I've never done something so crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally left. I left. Oh my god, I left at like 9 a.m., okay? It was literally 9 in the morning, and I told my dad I was going to the gym. 9 a.m. going to the gym. It was a Saturday. And so finally, it's St. Patrick's Day morning, I head out, and I say, Dad, I'm going to the gym, and I go straight to Sapphire's. And what do we do before we head out? Before we make like the hour-and-a-half long trip, we smoke weed. Yeah. And so at this point, we're going down the freeway, and life is like good, you know? It's still really early in the morning, and we were getting ready to like head to this one frat to just like drink. But so for anyone who doesn't know how drinking usually goes, for like a St. Patrick's Day type of event, it's like you usually wake up and start drinking. And that typically ends like early afternoon, and then you get the chance to like rest up, you know, take a nap, do what you gotta do before everybody starts drinking again later in the night. We wanted to be there for both times of drinking. She brings up with her this little water bottle of like alcohol. I think there was like this much left. And so it was just like me and her going up. I was basically going with her even though we were driving my car and like all that type of stuff. Like I'd never been up there. So I was there with her. We get there and we show up to this frat. She doesn't know anybody there. She doesn't know anybody. Like what? We get to this frat after drinking the amount of whatever alcohol that she brought with her. And so it's a done deal. And I'm like a decent lightweight, you know what I'm saying? Like I do not drink often. I was like feeling it, of course. So we had probably been at this frat for like an hour to like maybe even half an hour at this point, and Sapphire's like, I think we need more alcohol. I was like, you're right. I was like, right on. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'd never, like, done this, you know what I'm saying? We're, like, lurking around at this point, like, in this frat house where we don't know anybody. Again, like, I'm so confused looking back on this. I'm so confused. Why didn't she know, like, anyone there? Not one soul, you know what I'm saying? It's not like she doesn't know the people who, like, live in the frat. It's like she doesn't know anyone there. And, of course, neither do I, because I went with her. And so, we are lurking around this party, literally trying to find alcohol. And we see this person with this big-ass bottle, like, bigger than a fucking Grey Goose bottle. It was like thick too. I think it was like a half gal. I don't know. It was just big and it looked like it was it. Sapphire was like, hey, can we like get some of that? And then they're like, yeah, we'll sell it to you. We paid like $30 for this, or like something like crazy like that. And so then she's like, oh my god, bet, like, do you have Venmo? And so Sapphire Venmos the girl for this bottle of alcohol. They leave. I think she literally paid $30 for it. And so they disappear as soon as it happened. Disappeared, never saw him again. And then and so then I'm looking at this bottle of alcohol at this point, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I spin it around. Kirkland brand vodka, meaning it came from Costco. We just paid $30 for Costco vodka. That was $13. 13. She paid 30. That goes to show you the amount of shitty drunk that I was getting led up to is very, very, very bad. We're drinking this alcohol, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure I even threw up into like a trash can. Like I'm the type of person who will throw up and then turn around and just continue with life. And so I drink this terrible vodka and I'm feeling this terrible amount of drunk. Finally, people are starting to clear out of this frat house that we still don't know anyone at. It's time to like retreat back to the car, which was parked only a couple of houses down from this frat house. And so we're like, it's time to go back. And then we go back to the car. So I was up for probably like half an hour in the car, you know, conscious. We were like talking, whatever the fuck, before I decided I wanted to take a nap, because I just needed to rest up if we were gonna drink again. And so we're just hanging out, whatever the fuck, me and my best friend Sapphire. And so Sapphire decides to show me this text conversation between her and my friend. Oh my god, I forgot to even tell you the details about my friend. I'll give him a code name, Patrick, and his last name is O'Leary. O''Leary. As soon as I left my dad's house at like 9 a.m. or whatever the fuck, after I said I was going to the gym, I put my phone right in the mailbox. I texted him, phone's in the mailbox, threw it in, shut it, drove to Sapphire's. With that detail being said, we are in the car after the morning time of drinking has passed. And Sapphire decides to show me this conversation between her and my friend Patrick, who has my phone. And his name in her phone is Patrick like O'Leary, spelled like O''Leae like I-R-Y, like some fucking crazy spelling of O'Leary that just did not even make sense. And like I was drunk, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, like she's dumb and spelled his last name wrong. But so she showed me this conversation between them. And Patrick was basically saying, you're okay to be where you are. Your parents said you're fine to sleep at my house. Like everything's cool. Like everything's checking out. My plan is basically working out. So that's what I was being told through this text conversation. And also I was being told that I was okay to like spend the night at State because they assumed I was at my friend's house. But then I see that text literally minutes before I shut my eyes to take my nap, like in the driver's seat. And then she gets a call from a phone number. Like I see it on her phone starts ringing and it comes up as a phone number. She literally looks at me, she goes, what? Like she was so confused about it. She was like, what? Like not knowing who the fuck it was. And so she answers it and it's Patrick. It's Patrick, the kid who has my phone. So, in my drunken state, I couldn't figure this out, but like a day later, after all the fucking bullshit, once the hammer came down, I figured this all out. So, Sapphire, because I was her ride to Michigan State, thought it would be a blast to change her own phone number to Jack, Oleara fucking IRY. So she made her own phone number a fake contact so she could text herself and then delete the in-between texts to make it seem like I was okay to be where I was. But like, what kind of a shitty human being does this? She changed her whole ass phone number and texted herself all this fucking shit just to trick me into believing that I was okay. She showed me that conversation and then she got that call and I didn't put two and two together. I don't know how. Like after he called, I don't know, he sounded like frantic as fuck. I totally forget what he said. But like just the tone of his voice and like what he was saying was 100% different than this text conversation I was being showed. I remember him saying like, your parents are like asking about something, like something about my parents asking, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, and I was just so confused because I was just told this lie, like this conversation lie that I was showed. And so I was just left like to believe whatever the conversation said because I thought I could trust Sapphire. Like we were friends. We had been friends since 5th grade and I was a junior in high school. Anyways, he calls Sapphire's phone. Then after he hangs up, I'm like, okay, perfect. And then I go to bed. I take my nap because I don't even like being drunk, okay? And off this shitty Costco brand vodka, I'm not feeling too hot. And so I take a nap in the driver's seat. Literally, so I think it was like 1 p.m. or something at that point, maybe even 1:30. I woke up at like 4:30 to 5 to this god-awful smell. Like I wake up like this and like, what the fuck is, like, what am I smelling right now? To Sapphire, who's sitting in the driver's seat, fully conscious. Like, I was taking a nap, and she was sitting in the passenger seat. She was sitting in the passenger seat, fully conscious the whole time. So after I wake up and smell this god-awful fucking smell in my car, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? But so I wake up and I'm like, Sapphire, what the hell is that smell? Like, she's been awake, you know, she should know what that smell is. And so she goes, well, I'll give her friend a code name really quick. But so she goes, I was just on the phone with Lauren and I was like, oh my God, I think Ben shit his pants in his sleep. And I literally was like, huh? Like, I was just confused, you know what I'm saying? She's the type of person that you trust, but she will lie straight to your face all the fucking time. Gaslight the fuck out of you till the point you don't know the truth. But so she was just like a pathological liar. Like, that's my friend. That's my friend. Why wouldn't I believe her? So this is the point in the story where I tell you guys about like the lies that she told me about her mom, but then like her mom proved them wrong. I can't get into the details because I'm pretty sure it's like legally I cannot. But so that's why I'm like literally reposting this whole video just because I fucked up and said her name a fuck ton of times too and forgot to edit it out. But so like we were literally talking about getting Sapphire help, you know what I'm saying? I was like therapy and shit. Anyways, I threw that little story in just so you guys, just to like give you guys an example of the person that we're dealing with. Like once her mom told me that it was Sapphire that broke down her door, I was like what else am I being like lied to about? Like it's fucking crazy. I don't know. I just always wanted to like believe that Sapphire was a good person, but like stay tuned for the rest of the goddamn story. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so she just tried to trick me into telling me I shit my pants in my sleep. And yeah, so moving on, she was like, okay, let's like link up with some people that we both went to high school with. And so I was like, cool, I don't really fuck with these people, but like we're here, there's nothing else to do. We go over to this person's house, we'll call him Ethan. So Sarah and Ethan, I thought they were just friends, but the night goes on, we go to a frat party at probably like 9 or 10 p.m. and literally showing up to that place within the first 5 minutes, Sapphire was gone. I look around some more, Ethan's gone too. Okay, we were like with more people, so I was still with people, but both of them were gone. When the whole time they were fucking. They were fucking upstairs in a frat house. They don't know whose it was. They were fucking in a room. They don't know whose it was. In a bed. They don't know whose it was. And they locked the door. Like she was telling me these details like it was funny. She was like, there was people who scaled the house to bang on the windows and were screaming, "Get the fuck out." Like, that's not funny to me. But anyways, I guess everyone's different. And so she thought it was hilarious that she locked the doors to someone's room that she didn't know and fucked some guy 5 minutes into being at a frat party. And so then after that, basically Sapphire wasn't talking to me because she now had Ethan. So the one person that I went up there with to hang out with, you know, like if, like put yourself in my shoes, you're going up there with someone, you've never been to like a college campus fucking party before. expect the person you're going with to stay with you. Like, she has no empathy, she has no remorse, she has no fucking, like, feelings. I don't know, but I hope she's getting help. And again, I'm not telling you guys these details to, like, be like, fuck that bitch, fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck about her or what she does. These are details so you guys can understand who we're dealing with. And so, we wound up leaving that frat party. I don't know if it was because we got kicked out because they literally got caught having sex upstairs, or if, like, we just left. But so bottom line, we left the frat house, and I'm pretty sure we did get kicked out, like, collectively, and because they were like, oh no, we did get kicked out. We hands down got kicked out. I remember them two got kicked out, them walking out, and then the whole group just followed, because, like, we're not just gonna, like, stay there while our friends get kicked out. But so we end up finding, like, a different frat party, whatever the fuck. It was really stupid. Like, the next one we found was really fucking dumb. The lights are on in this house too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like a late night party where, like, people are drinking, like, music's going. It was, like, quiet. It was weird. It was so weird. We were in this front room of this frat house with the light on. There was just a couple couches and we were just, like, sitting down, like, waiting for, like, what? And so we left there. We went back to it was either Ethan's apartment or Ethan's friend's apartment, and I would say it's, like, midnight at this point, and Sapphire's still all over, like, Ethan. And so I basically have no one to talk to. Like what am I supposed to do in a situation like this? And so they ended up leaving. So it's like 12:30 at this point, like midnight. Sapphire's still all over Ethan, like paying no fucking attention to me. Like, I don't care, like, go, like, be with your guy. But, like, we drank in the morning, basically everybody I was in, like, that little group with at the time. But in the afternoon / evening, no one was drunk. So we were all, like, still sober. People were just playing, like, video games, like, on the couch in this person's apartment that I didn't know. Well, I mean, I knew Ethan. I don't know if it was his, I'm pretty sure it was his friends, though. Everyone's playing these video games on this couch, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And so, Ethan and Sapphire were like, yeah, we'll go out, we'll look for alcohol. And just, you're on a college campus, like, just for a second, imagine how simple it would be to get alcohol from someone, text someone, call someone, wait outside of a liquor store for someone who has, like, either a fake or is 21, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get alcohol. Filming a video, man. You're good. That was my new roommate, his name is Sumit. Cool dude, he's from India. As I was saying, so, we're on a college campus, it's St. Patrick's Day. Like, you can find a place to get alcohol. So at this point, they head out at like 12:30, and I'm at this person's apartment that I barely know, these people that I don't even like, and I'm just not having a good time. Like, at this point, I'm like, why the fuck am I here? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I pulling off this whole scandal of, like, leaving my phone with my friend and, like, putting that stress on him and, like, all this other shit? Like, all for this? Like, nothing is even happening. What am I doing here? And so, I look over on the counter, which is behind the couch. Like, this is a really shitty thing I did. I would not do this under any circumstances, like, ever. This was a different situation. And so I have no phone. I have no means of communication with anybody except for the people that are in the room that I don't like. My friend, literally, like, my best friend at the time, is out. Like, what I think she was doing, I think they were just fucking. I don't think they were looking for alcohol the whole time, because they ended up coming back with nothing. Ethan and Sapphire are gone. It's probably been like an hour that I've been, like, alone with these people that I don't like. And so I'm fed up. I'm just fed up. And so I turn around to this counter that is full of paraphernalia. There's blunt wraps, there's a bong, there's so many fucking bottles of alcohol. And so I look around in the middle of this table. I see the edible. I've never taken an edible in my life at this point, but I knew what it looked like. It was in, like, a clear little baggie, you know, just a little Ziploc type of thing. It was all in crumbs at the bottom. And my disgusting, mischievous ass at the time thought it was, like, a great idea to take the edible from the table, go to the bathroom, and take it. And so I'm alone, nobody even, like, paying fucking mind to me. I go to the bathroom, and I down probably half of this, like, crumbed up brownie. There's probably that much brownie in the bag. I probably ate it to, like, that, with fully intending to put it back and, like, make it seem like nobody even touched the brownie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was being a criminal, but I was gonna be a smooth criminal. So the time goes on. Finally, I think it's been like a half an hour since I took the edible. Sapphire and Ethan come back. They're like, yeah, we couldn't find any. I was like, what do you couldn't find any? You couldn't find, oh, I was like, okay. That was the point where I was like, really, like, what the fuck is happening now? And then Ethan decides to spring on me and Sapphire. Oh, by the way, only one of you can sleep here tonight. Only one of you can sleep here tonight. I'm not the one who is fucking Ethan upstairs at a frat party. I'm not the one who just left this apartment for 2 hours to fuck Ethan. I'm not the one who's sleeping here. Bottom line, I'm not fucking sleeping inside tonight. I took that, I was like, alright. And so I grabbed my keys, left this apartment, and go down to my car where I was gonna sleep. I'm livid at this point. I sit down in the driver's seat. I don't have a phone. I don't have any kind of electronic device to do anything. I don't have anything. And so, what do? I turned on the car and I turned on the radio. That was like the state of mind I was in. The radio, guys, like I had to listen to the radio because I had nothing else to do. Like I was basically just kicked out of this apartment and shit. Sorry guys, I'm getting like angry. Like the story does not even make me angry as much as like this is like a funny ass fucking story. I reach in my pocket and I'm like, oh my fucking god, I forgot to put the edible bag. And so I whip out the little brownie that's left at the bottom of this bag. I crack it open and I dump it. I dump it down my mouth. I'm like, fuck this. I have nothing left to even live for. And so I pour the edible in my mouth, not knowing what to feel, because I'd never taken one. I just had no idea what to expect or how anything was gonna go. Like, the time passes, I'm just sitting in my car, literally listening to the radio, guys. Like, this is so fucked up. And then finally, I'm at the point where I'm like, this is fucking pointless. Like, I wanna go to bed so I can wake up and have this day be over. I go back to, like, the back row of my car. I had, like, 2 rows, you know what I'm saying? And so there was, like, a little space next to the walls that you could walk back to the back row in. So I was sleeping with my head right here, right next to that little, like, crack. And so at this point, I'm in my own car, remind you, in my own vehicle, and I'm trying to sleep. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so pissed off at everybody. And then I still smell that fart, disgusting smell that I smelled when I woke up from my nap hours ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? And under this neatly laid pair of pajama pants, guys, I'm not kidding. It wasn't like it was thrown on top. Neatly put down pair of pajama pants. I lift it up because that's where the origin of the smell is coming from. I lift it up. There's 3 turds. Like it looks like a dog shit in my car. Like logs of poop that Sapphire left in my car for me. Like, are you a monkey? Are you an animal? Like, are you okay? Like, human beings don't poop in other people's cars. Guys, I'm astounded by this. We were in the heart of a college campus. A Starbucks bathroom, a restaurant bathroom. You could have literally probably gone to Siri and said bathroom and it would have said 20 things near you. I'm disgusted. Like gagging. I'm gagging at this point. A human being just took a poop in my car that I thought was friends with. And then that brought me back to when I woke up, she tried blaming it on me. The smell I was smelling, she tried blaming it on me. What was the plan? I guarantee she could have walked 20 feet outside of the car and found an outhouse. It was that type of accessibility to any kind of a bathroom. But she decided it was great. It was such a good idea to poop in my car and leave it there under a pair of pajama pants, right? Cause most people think like that. And they were like logs, guys. It was like dog shit to the point where if I turned the car, it would roll. It was so fucking nasty. 3 fucking turds that she wanted to hide. She tried to hide her poop from me in my own car. Like, that is fucking crazy. Anyways, I'm gagging, I'm livid. I take the pair of pants that it's under, I kick it out of the car. I'm just trying to sleep. Okay, at this point, I'm fed up. That was the last straw where I was literally, if I died, I would be more at peace than I would be any other way. And so, I'm just trying to, go to bed, laying back in this back seat because I don't want to fucking deal with this night anymore. So I'm laying like this, literally like this. And I hear knocking on the glass coming from behind my head. I turn around and I look up. It is Sapphire standing at the door. I'm like, what the fuck does this bitch want? Why is she here? I slide open the back door of my minivan, right next to where she took a poop. I look her up and down, see her shoes, her white Air Force Ones. I look back up at her and I say, you're stepping in your own poop right now. And she was like, what? Oh, ew. What? And she was trying to manipulate me even then to make it seem like it wasn't her shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just such a strange reaction that I got from her. Obviously it was fucking her. Obviously it was her. But she still thought there was a string of light, a hope that she could trick me into thinking it was me. I don't fucking know. I could never put myself in her shoes. And so, in her white Air Force Ones, covered in dog shit, literally caked up around the sides. Say this is the poop. It's she stepped on it and it's now squished up like this. My fingers are the poop. It is wrapped around her shoes at this point. Her own poop. Her own human feces is what she was stepping in. And her reaction was only to try to manipulate me. It wasn't even a genuine disgusted reaction. But so, after her trying to convince me that it wasn't her poop that she was standing in, that I just flung out of my own car, she was like, oh, by the way, your parents think you're missing. By the way, your parents believe you're missing. Your parents, your family, your friends. She was saying your friends think you're missing. Your parents think you're missing. Everyone thinks you're missing. And I'm like, how the fuck could that be? Like, how could that be? You showed me a conversation of you and my friend who has my phone, of him saying I was okay. How could this happen? Little did I know the edible was starting to kick in, so I wasn't really feeling anger anymore. I was just like, how can I get myself out of this situation? And so I immediately go straight to the driver's seat, and she hops in the passenger seat, pops off her Air Force Ones covered in poop. And I am flooring it down the freeway, and like she's mapping it because I don't have a fucking phone to map it with. No one out at this point. It's 3 a.m. I think it's 3 or 4 a.m. Like maybe I think it was like 3:30 type of thing. But so we are driving down this road, this literal freeway with no one on it. It's dead silent in the car. There's some kind of like tension going on. I can't even put it into words, because like I knew when I got home some shit was gonna go down. But so anyways, I'm just in my head thinking about like how can I get out of this situation. Like I still didn't know all the details about like how I was missing, like what my parents knew and what they didn't know, what my friends knew and didn't know. But come to find out, my mom texted in a mom group chat of everyone I knew. A mom group chat. Ben is missing. We don't know where Ben is. Like this fucking insane stuff, because it was true. They didn't know where I was. It's not like fucking Sapphire was keeping in contact with my family and my friends. Like she was lying to me that she was. So of course no one had any idea where I went. And so we're driving back. It's dead silent. But so while I'm driving down the freeway, empty. I'm not a car coming towards us, not a car like driving with us. I need more water. So it's 3:30 in the morning, we're flying down the freeway, the 4-lane freeway. I obviously took this edible, and I just thought it wasn't gonna kick. I thought nothing was gonna ever hit me. And so I'm driving, minding my own fucking business, like so deep in my thoughts about like, maybe they don't know all the details, maybe I can get out of this somehow. I didn't fucking know. So over the cement barriers, you know, the ones that divide the two sides of the freeway, I see these two deer. They literally looked like fucking reindeer. Like this is the barrier, jump across, like they were prancing fucking deer, and when they went to put their hooves down, they rolled away into smoke. Every time it got close to the ground, it would go and rolled away, and halfway through the road, they disappeared. I was hallucinating. I hallucinated fucking reindeer while I was driving. I was behind the wheel and I just hallucinated reindeer. And so I literally say to Sapphire, I just fucking saw a reindeer. Like, can you please drive? She was like, no, I don't want to. And so I pulled the car over to the shoulder. I'm like, you're fucking driving. Like, I just hallucinated and you still want me to drive? Like, I don't get it. Like, that's how selfish she was. Like, I just hallucinated. Her life is in my hands behind this fucking steering wheel, and she wanted me to still drive. But so anyways, I pull over to the shoulder, and she does a little Chinese fire drill thing. She runs out, she runs to the driver's seat, and I just hop over. I'm in the passenger seat. She gets the car going, and she is now like in the state of like stress and like distraught. She was distraught, like I could tell. She was like, and so basically as soon as she started driving, I tried to like help her get cruise control on, just so it would be easier for her, because she was complaining so much. But so it was probably 5 minutes that it took to like figure out how to keep this cruise control on so she could just literally steer. The cruise control is finally set at this point, and it's probably 2 minutes, maybe even a minute, in having the cruise control finally on. And so like the anxiety levels in the car are down. We're both like in our own spaces, just like relaxed. And meanwhile, I'm high. I'm fucking like high as shit. Like things like the sky, the like pitch black sky, I'm seeing like hints of greens and pinks almost like fluctuate like this, like a static screen, but like light pinks and greens in the sky. I am like seeing shit at this point. And so probably a minute to 2 minutes after this cruise control was finally set and life was finally going smoothly, I see another one of those deer, and I'm like, you are fucking kidding me, like another reindeer, like what the hell? And so we pull up to it, we get closer and we get closer to it, and Sapphire lightly taps the brakes, I'm not kidding, probably went boop. We plow over a real life deer. A real life like deer. This one wasn't a fake reindeer that I made up in my head, it was a deer standing in the middle of the road, like this. Like this. And she just looked right at that thing. Remind you, 4 lanes, a 4-lane freeway, and I know you're not supposed to swerve, but she could have gone anywhere. And she taps the brakes and plows over a real deer in my car. And you know what she does? Okay, so at this point, you're me in the passenger seat. She looked at me, she goes, don't talk about it. And then kept going. She kept driving after telling me to not talk about it. And it's not like she was like, don't talk about it, haha. She was being serious. She goes, don't talk about it. And then kept going. It was fucking crazy. And so She told me to not talk about it. But so anyways, I'm laughing at this point because I'm high as fuck and she just hit a real deer after I just hallucinated seeing two. And so finally, we get home at I think like 4 or 4:30 a.m. We go to Sapphire's house because I couldn't go straight back to my house. Like my parents think I'm fucking missing. And again, I still didn't know what they knew and didn't know about the situation. And I thought I could get out of it somehow. We are back at Sapphire's house, okay? We are in her driveway and we're like, finally. And so she goes up to her front door, tries the doorknob, it's locked. We're locked out of her house. So what do? We grab the weed from her car, we smoke some weed. That's what we did. I'm in the passenger seat still, she's in the driver's seat. And so we smoke this weed back and forth, like that was gonna help anything. But so anyways, we're smoking a bowl like it's gonna solve life. And then like finally she grabs these blankets from her car too, which was really comfortable. And then we both like lay our seats back. And I'm just like sleeping like this. I'm all like cuddled up like that, literally in fucking like fetal position. You know what I mean. I'm all cuddled up in the passenger seat. And then we both fall asleep. And so I wake up it was 8 a.m. Like Sapphire's still asleep in the driver's seat. And I look outside and my mom is outside of the car. My mother is like, what? Like I was so fucking confused. But so anyways, my mom was there. My stepdad at the time had dropped her off. So his car was there, but then he left. And then she was like, yeah, Sapphire, you're gonna have to go. I said her real name again. Anyways, Sapphire just goes back into her house because she's not getting in trouble for this. Like, her mom is very lenient in what she does. So Sapphire isn't getting a fucking slap to the knuckles. You know what I'm saying? She's not getting anything for this whole day. Meanwhile, I'm getting my fucking ass beat. I knew it. So my mom, like, she is driving the car at this point because she doesn't want me driving. This whole morning, I was literally just so out of it. Like, my head was numb. I was, like, recovering from the night before. My first, like, ever edible, and I hallucinated. Like, it was that deep. And so my mom takes me back to my dad's house where we all have like a conversation, and to be honest, I don't remember a majority of it because I was that like fucked up still, and I couldn't say that to them, you know what I mean? That was basically it. They're like, we had no fucking idea where you were for 18 hours. Bah, 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 bah. Like giving me the shit that I deserved, because what fucking dumbass would do this? Oh my god. And so like weeks after so I got grounded for a long ass time. I didn't get my phone back for a minute. It was still at my friend Patrick's house, which my parents went and got, and then Patrick got in trouble too. So it was like so shitty. Like I still feel guilty about it. I got this kid in trouble for no reason. But so all this shit went down, and then like weeks later I bring it up because I still don't have my phone at this point. So I text Sapphire from my school iPad, and I'm like, hey, whatever the fuck, like something I literally brought up specifically. Like I said, I honestly don't know verbatim what I said, but it was, I brought up the fact that she literally had a conversation with herself and then deleted the in-between messages. So it looked like a real conversation. And then how when he called me, it was a phone number. Like I brought that up to her and how that doesn't fucking add up at all. And then she literally responded, you can believe who you want, your best friend or the kid who didn't text your parents all day. Referring to Patrick, who had my phone, who was texting my parents, by the way. Just Sapphire wasn't telling me about it or mentioning it or bringing up anything about it. So yeah, who was in the wrong? You tell me. Like I saw it later on, like in the night, like I saw Sapphire's Instagram DMs. My friends were DMing her saying, like, Ben's parents don't know where he is. We're worried. Like we collectively, as anyone who cares about me at that time, was worried about me. And she still, like, she thought it was a grand idea to just not tell me any of this. I, quote unquote, went missing at probably like 4 or 5 p.m. when I woke up and smelled her shit in my car. That's when I officially was missing because no one could contact me. And so she started getting texts then. People who are looking for me were texting her then too. When did she choose to tell me? 12 hours later. Basically, so bottom line, this was the fucking craziest day of my life. I don't know if this story, if I even told it up to par to what it actually is. I might end up filming this again. Who knows? Fucking insane. Start to finish, at least experiencing that whole story was fucking crazy. And I'm sad that I even had to endure it. But basically, that was the whole story of me going missing for 18 hours. My friends, family, and anyone I knew thought I was missing and in danger. Literally in danger, like not breathing. And the time that a girl that I was close friends with took a shit in my car and then tried blaming it on me. If you guys like this, if you guys were entertained by like any single part of this, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, comment down below for more story times, because I don't know if you guys like this type of stuff, but I'll keep it coming if you do. Alright, love you guys, see you next video, bye.